Yeah, so Memphis Grizzlies fans are so amazing. But a great team win.
8'8", but Japanese guard Yuki Kawamura got the biggest cheers from the crowd as he whipped out the gritty with Ja Morant to beat out the other rookie.
Imagine this. A 5'8" man enters an NBA gym. Doesn't that sound like the beginning of a joke? However, it marked the start of Yuki Kawamura's dream. The story of this guy begins in the B League in Japan, where he was absolutely dominating. We are discussing figures that will make you pause and think. The problem is, though, NBA scouts, they dismissed him with a laugh.
To challenge the world. But because of his size, scouts thought he would never have a chance to compete in the NBA. So when Yuki got the invite to play for Team Japan in this year's Olympic,
it was too short, they declared. He'll get crushed by bigger players. We've heard this story countless times before, you know. However, Kawamura, what they thought didn't matter to him. This guy was at the gym while the other players went out to party. No breaks, no excuses, day or night. You ought to have noticed him. He resembled a man under a spell. He was honing his shot, making his handles tighter and increasing his speed to the maximum. He seemed to have a point to make, and boy, did he. All that effort? In the B League, it paid off handsomely. Kawamura did more than just play well. He was in charge. In the same season, we're discussing MVP and Rookie of the Year.
But Yuki is more than just flash and no-look passes. When he turned pro in Japan, he won Rookie of the Year and then won MVP.
It's not just good, it's crazy. He was giving the impression that the defenders were in quicksand. His court vision, speed, and accuracy were all unmatched. What was the most bizarre aspect, though? He was still viewed with suspicion. Although he was dominating in Japan, would he be able to replicate that success in the NBA? And that was the big question. Would this 5'8" powerhouse be able to compete with the game's titans? I mean, consider it. The average player in the league we're discussing is what, 6'6"? And here's Kawamura in his sneakers, barely taller than 5'8".
And I've said on television, and you're gonna see other people saying it, but if it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it ain't a damn manga.
It appeared impossible on paper. However, Kawamura has demonstrated to us that he is unconcerned with what appears to be good on paper. What occurs on the court matters to him. Thus, he found himself perched on the brink of his dream. Kawamura was prepared to answer the NBA's call. But would he be able to permanently silence the skeptics? We were all eager to learn that information. Recall how Kawamura was deemed too short for the NBA by everyone. They're going to have to take back what they said. Imagine a 5'8" man on an NBA court surrounded by giants. It seems like a recipe for disaster, doesn't it? But a crazy thing happens when Kawamura gets the ball. It's showtime now that the Memphis Grizzlies took a chance on this tiny powerhouse.
Come on down to Memphis. They invited Yuki to training camp, and now he is the new shortest player in the NBA.
When Kawamura makes his NBA debut, he appears minuscule in comparison to these giants. It's similar to witnessing a child disrupt an adult pickup game. But what do you know? Everyone is going to be schooled by that kid. The Wizards are the next team to play, and they have a pretty big squad. We are referring to an entire group of towers. Imagine now that you are 5'8" and up against a wall of 6'8" defenders. Doesn't it sound impossible? That's what Kawamura has to contend with. He is viewed by the Wizards as a snack rather than a danger.
We're kings, bro. Y'all doing it for us.
Yeah, for
Put
sure.
respect on Yuki. Because, bro, he is legitimately like, if you post a Yuki highlight now, oh, it's going.
Oh, yeah.
But then a crazy thing occurs. It's as if someone pressed the turbo button on a video game when Kawamura gets the ball. All of a sudden, he's everywhere. He's slicing past defenders as if they're motionless. The Wizards are left perplexed as he appears one moment and disappears the next. Look at the expressions on their faces. In a matter of minutes, they go from being confident to being totally lost. These NBA players who have dominated the court for years are being taught by someone who is likely only able to lift one arm. It's similar to seeing a magician perform, except Kawamura is making these giants vanish rather than removing rabbits from hats.
Hey, how did it feel when you heard your name?
It was a special moment. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
the finest aspect? Kawamura is more than just quick. He's intelligent. By hiding under arms and slipping through openings that these larger men cannot even see, he's taking advantage of his size. He always finds a way out when they think they have him cornered. It's like attempting to use your bare hands to catch smoke. The Wizards are in disarray by the game's conclusion. They have run out of answers and are frustrated and tired. Kawamura too? He has only just begun. This game isn't a fluke. It's a declaration. Kawamura is here to demonstrate that skill always triumphs over size in basketball. And he's proving it in style, man.
He knew he had to make a statement, and that he did. Against France, Yuki put up 29 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists.
8, but Japanese guard Yuki Kawamura got the biggest cheers from the crowd as he whipped out the gritty with Ja Morant to beat out the other rookie.
Kawamura hasn't stopped surprising the NBA, though. Do you believe that average NBA players are fast? Kawamura gives the impression that they are moving slowly. It's crazy how quickly he disappears after appearing. What does he do? He seems to possess a secret weapon that no one else is aware of. Let's discuss what transpires when Kawamura begins to move. It's like someone strapped rocket boosters to his feet, I tell you. He's lightning fast, not just fast. The Wizards believed they had a strategy. They believed that their size would be sufficient, so they attempted to cram him. A huge error. Are you aware of Kawamura's actions? He simply swerved past them as if they weren't there. It was crazy. Kawamura made these professional NBA players appear to be stuck in mud.
Wiseman, what is you looking at, dog? How you not see that pass, dog?
Dev, that would have been a great who he played for. I'm watching, I'm like, James Wiseman's a pacer?
He is encircled by defenders 1 second, and then he is on the opposite side of the court. How could that be? The crazy thing is that speed isn't the only factor. Kawamura shifts tempo as if it were no big deal. The defense will be lulled to sleep by his crews, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, he's gone.
How cold do you have to be for you? Like, you play in the league. How cold do you have to be 5? Be generous. He's not 5'9", 5'7", and play on the NBA court. Like,
the Wizards weren't sure if they should keep him close or give him room. They were toast anyway. Let's also discuss his death. Kawamura is threading the ball through gaps that didn't even exist a second ago, and you won't believe it. He seems to have some sort of future sight. He's creating opportunities out of thin air, not just making passes. Playing with him must be a thrill for his teammates.
And he got his chance where he hit his first shot and left his teammates ranting about how much they loved him.
The Wizards' defense was a complete mess by the end of the game. They appeared to have just finished a marathon, and these are elite athletes. They had no answers at all and were on their knees, gasping for air. Kawamura? He hardly perspired. Being quick isn't enough. You also need to be intelligent when using that speed. Kawamura too? While everyone else is playing checkers, he is playing chess.
Yeah, so Memphis Grizzlies fans are so amazing. But it's a great team win.
Kawamura is fast then. Not a big deal, is it? False. Completely incorrect. You see, everyone has been focusing on his feet, but they haven't paid any attention to what's going on above his shoulders. And believe me, the true magic is taking place there. Let's take a moment to discuss numbers. Kawamura was posting numbers back in Japan that would have made any NBA player envious. We're talking about 7 assists and 20 points per game. That's superstar level, not just good.
He's a joy to be around. He's a character. He's full of energy. He's got, bubbling personality. I'm glad he was able to showcase that, center court in front of the fans.
Here's the crucial query, though. Could he succeed in the NBA? Are you against guys who are basketball fans? Let me tell you, though, Kawamura is not only keeping up, but flourishing. His strategy for passing? He appears to have eyes in the back of his head. He's not merely tossing the ball in the hopes that someone will catch it. No, he's out there threading needles. He is locating teammates in areas they were unaware existed. While everyone else is playing checkers, he seems to be playing chess. And let's not even talk about his shooting. That 3-step backward? It's turning into one of his signature moves.
Rebound, get another one. Yuki again!
Consider this. A 7-foot defender is what you are. This little guy is completely under your control. I've got this, you're thinking. He's not going to get shot off. Then suddenly, Kawamura retreats a single step and the ball is swishing through the net before you can even react. You're left wondering what happened as you stand there. Do you know what's truly crazy? It's not luck. It's not a coincidence. Simply put, it's pure skill. Kawamura is out there demonstrating that height and jumping ability aren't the only factors in basketball. Making the right move at the right moment and outwitting your opponent are key components of skill. Therefore, pay attention to more than just Kawamura's speed the next time you watch him play. Observe his control over the game. See how he improves the lives of those around him. Because that is the essence of authentic basketball. Kawamura, too? He does more than just play hoops. He's giving it a new meaning.